Hi guys, today we're talking about this thing. It's the AKAI APC20 and yeah, this is kind of the standard thing that you can buy. The only problem is that they deliver it with a power supply. So wherever you want to use this, you actually have to connect the power supply, and then you can use this for your music production software. Now, if you look carefully and very closely, there's nothing attached to the back here. It's just the USB plug, okay? And the thing works. Now, how did I do that? Did I power it through USB? No. Very easy. I'm using this thing at university. When I have some time off, I want to make some music, and I just can't rely on power plugs. So what I did is, I put some rechargeable batteries in here, and the whole thing is powered like that. I'll show you how that's done. I opened the thing already, so we save some time. I'm just going to unplug this, right? And I'm going to open this for you. And you'll see, it's very, very, very simple. Right, there's some tape in here that's holding my batteries in place. Yeah, and that's what the whole thing looks like. Okay. Main controller board. Okay, you have the button board, and you have 3 ULTRAFIRE batteries in here. These are another one. Standard batteries that you can buy for torches. Okay, they're called LC18650, 18650. These are ULTRAFIRE. The brand is called ULTRAFIRE. They put out 3,800 milliampere hours and 3.7 volts, lithium-ion based. They also have a little PCB board up here that prevents them from being overcharged or over-discharged, which comes in very handy for our purposes. Now 3 times 3.7 makes 11.1, that is volts. So this runs on 12 volts. I'm giving it, when they're fully charged, 11.1 volts, and I've been running this all day today. I don't know, probably 7-8 hours, and the thing is still running strong on these 3 batteries. After 7 hours now and heavy use today, it's down to about 10.5 volts, and it's still going strong, as you've just seen. Now, it's very easy to put these things in. There's not enough space in here to put them anywhere in the front, so I had to play around with them and find good placement for them. 1 here and 2 right between these 2 screw terminals here. Works quite nicely, nothing gets stuck. Also, I put some very strong masking tape on here so the batteries actually stay in place and don't rumble around. And it's very easy to connect them to the board as well. Just disconnect this. All the way over here, in the very end, you have 3 big resistors. Okay, next to that, yeah, at the very end of the board right here, there's 2 ports. One plus 12 volt port, and one called GND. It's the right next to the AA inscription on the board here. So it says GND on there. That's negative. That's a negative connection. Okay, the other one is over here in the back at the end of the actual power plug. Now, why don't I connect it back here? Very easily. I want to switch the thing on and off. Oh yeah, and I put a little LED in here to make it look nifty. I want to switch the thing on and off, and in order to do that, I need to connect the positive side of the batteries to the end of the plug here. Okay, that's the plus port. I don't know if you can see that properly, but it should be fairly clear. Right here at the end, you solder that in. And then, yeah, you just have to serialize the batteries. That means from the negative terminal here, this cable runs to one of the negative terminals of the battery. The plus of that battery goes to the negative of the next battery. The plus of that battery goes to the negative of this battery, and that plus pole goes all the way to the end of the plug here. These are rechargeables, and actually when I plug in the power supply, give the batteries 12 volts. They are protected, as I said, so these only charge to 3.7 volts each, 11.1 volts in total, so they don't get hot, they don't overcharge, they don't burst out in flames or explode or something. They're protected with that little PCB board. That's why ULTRAFIRE batteries. And they also don't discharge fully, so you don't damage the battery eventually. That little electronic board up here in the battery will just shut off the power supply and the thing turns off, which I haven't seen yet because I'm going to run this overnight and see how long this actually lasts. When you put this back together, make sure you reconnect everything. Yeah, don't have any loose cables. I put a lot of cables in here and I didn't bother cutting them down because they're actually just, you know, laying down in here quite nicely. Make sure you don't damage the flat cable here. Yeah, that connects the front board to the back board. And when you close this back up, nice and carefully, so you don't crunch any cables, put all the screws back in. Remember, when you open it and close it, underneath these little rubber feet there's screws, okay, one in every corner, so make sure you put these in and take them out when you open the board. Other than that, yeah, have fun and have your own little nifty mobile ACP20 unit after this. If I would have an ACP 40 or 60 or whatever they're called, the big one with the extension, you can probably do the exact same thing and work on that all day. Yeah. Post some replies, let me see what your boards look like and what you've done with yours, and thank you for watching. Keep on rocking.